Hey guys, how are you doing? I hope you had a fantastic week. So, I want to do this frequently asked question or frequently thought question or frequently things that stop people or frequently things that stop people from starting up a business, whether it's my kind of business, online business, or really any kind of business. I'm going to try and answer a few of these things today. It might be like a revelation for you, or it might be kick up the backside, or just might seriously just answer some of the questions you might have been thinking. Some people have asked me, some people maybe haven't asked me, but they're thinking about it. So, number one, you're in the middle of, oh, what do I do? I want to start up a business. Really, why do people start up a business? Yes, some people for adventure, some people for extra income, some people they're bored, some people find themselves in it because they need to survive, or some people can't find a job. Whatever it is for you, you start for a reason. But I also have spoken for new people. If a lot of people maybe they have a job and they're thinking, I'm quite tired of my job and I want something else to do, but I don't really know if I'm gonna do well. And I always say, you don't know until you try. Stop worrying so much about if I'm gonna fail. Honey, what if you fly? This is the issue. This was my issue. Now, I'm a multifaceted, multi-talented kind of person. I like to do a lot of things, right? But what I learned after making a few mistakes is I start with one, I put in my best, I do it, I may get tired of it, I walk away from it. That's okay. But I know I put in my best for as long enough. But you can't just be sitting on the fence and be thinking, but I don't know if I'm going to be successful. You're waiting for somebody to guarantee you success. When you look at people you think that are established entrepreneurs, like, oh, you have all your things figured out. We have all our things figured out. No. 2020 showed us that you can never figure out life. The only thing constant about life is change. So even if you're waiting for somebody to say, oh, but I don't know if I'm going to be successful, then you're never going to start and you're never going to be successful. Because you might be successful today. Success is not a place you get to and you stop. You can fail tomorrow. Have you seen people that are doing so good in their business and 2020 came and they filed bankruptcy? So nobody has a crystal ball. Nobody can promise you. Nobody can tell you, yes, you're going to make it before you can start. If that's what you're waiting for, you're never going to start. You're going to be 20, 30, 40, 50. You're going to end up in regret because you are waiting till you can see all of the stairs. If you can see one step, take a step and take the next step and keep on going. That's number one. Number two, I was so blown away when I saw this verse in the Bible, Ecclesiastes 11:4. And it says, you need to put your investment in different places. I've been preaching this, so like I call myself an extra income queen. I've been preaching this for so long. Now, when I went to school, nobody told me this. But I come from a family where my dad is a businessman, but I also have seen friends and I've started studying the successful people, and I find out that they don't have one income source. Now, if you love your job and you're happy there, that is okay. But you are almost acting a little bit of a fool if you think that you're going to make it one income source. This is the new risky. I'm a believer in the Bible. What my Bible says, what I'm going to go with. You might not completely agree with me. That's okay. This is me sharing my own opinion. And what I'm saying is, extra source of income, multiple income sources is very key. And yesterday night, something I believed like for the past 7-8 years was just confirmed by divine grace and the word of God saying, put your investment in different places because you do not know when there's going to be trouble in front. 2020, there was huge trouble. Some people lost their job, they weren't expecting it. Some people lost all their source of income, they weren't expecting it. I also remember a couple years ago when I had something little on the side that I was doing that just bringing little money. It wasn't anything serious. But that singular little income put us out of trouble. So since then, I know I would be a fool to have only one income source. No matter how good that income is, it can disappear. So put your investment in your time, investment in your effort in different places. It can be active income, you're in a business. You can be active income, you have a job. Then you're building a passive income and you're investing in the properties or investing in stocks and bonds or whatever it is. But stop being that person that feels like, I kind of have a decent side income. That's all I need. I don't really have time for other things. Then you're really acting the fool. Number three, people always say, oh, I don't want to sell. I don't really have time to like convince people or beg people to buy things. I honestly say that's not what I do. Number one, but I have no business not even doing it. If I want to sell, I sell. If you're an entrepreneur, you're a business person and you're not selling, can you tell me what you're doing? If you have a 9-to-5 job, and you're not selling, can you tell me what you're doing? You're doing it in a different way. You have a job, you are selling your time for your boss to pay you your salary. If you have a business, you should see it as a solution. I kind of get tired when people say, oh, I don't want to sell. I think that thing is so tacky or cheap. Honestly, if there were no braids, like I couldn't find my color of shades of braids, I'll be so sad. Somebody had to sell that to me. If I couldn't find these earrings, I'll be so sad because I will not have that extra beauty. If you are not solving a problem, then you will feel like you're just selling, you're bugging people. But when you understand, I always say, don't sell the product, sell the solution. So what are you selling? Your makeup artists, you're making people look good for their weddings or their birthdays or graduation, whatever it is. You are not trying to beg them, convince them, please, can I do your face? No. Understand the solution that you're offering and then provide that. Value, exchange money, that is sales and that is business. So get that out of your head that, oh, I want to do business, but I really don't want to sell. Honey, I can't even help you because that's what business is. Unless you want to be involved in a Ponzi scheme or some fraudulent thing where you're not giving any value and money is exchanging, the money doublers, like give me $100, I'm going to flip it and give you $2,000. I don't know how that works. All I know is either you have a job where you're selling your time for money or you have a business where you're selling a product or you're selling a service in return for money. So you need to choose. Number 4, ego. Ego is another thing. Now, let me speak to the mommies real quick. This is the part when I get very real. I do not care what it is. I do not care where. Okay, so this is the part that gets really real. And I say this, I will do anything for my boys. I will do anything for my kids. Nothing illegal, but if I have to pay my bills, I don't need to have an ego about that. If I need to wash toilets, if I need to work from here for an hour and that's how I'm going to clean up the whole place and get paid, I will do it. I'm a bit sick and tired of people that want to look good. Oh, I wish I started when you started so I'll be where you are now. No. Everybody starts from the bottom. You have to crawl and then walk and then run. Don't worry about what people think about you. And not everybody's going to like you. See, business is beautiful, success is beautiful, but how about when you have to get your hands dirty, like work really late, put in early mornings, late nights, even, if you've had children, you have to push that baby out. There's nothing cute about that stuff, but it's so nice when the baby comes out, oh my gosh, she's so cute, she's so gorgeous. But there was the hard work, when your back was achy, when you couldn't sleep, and then you had to breastfeed overnight. This is me putting it in the context that there's always a dirty part. It's not all nice and glorious. So if you feel like you're too big to hustle, if you're too big to get out of your comfort zone because somebody might laugh at you and say, oh my gosh, she's selling because she has to make a living, is that what she's doing? Then you're not going to be successful. I always say, nobody's ever going to call you and say, oh, can I give you an extra $1,000 just because you look cute? That's not happening. So if you don't have a way to pay your bills, you need to, and your ego is the reason why you don't want to set up a business or have a side hustle because of what people might say, or somebody might say no or laugh at you, then you're not serious yet. You don't really get it. So that ego part, I can really handle. This is the reason why so many people are getting into trouble. People are doing all manner of horrible things because they want to look like, that girl all figured out, but there's nothing in her bank account. She's looking for something that is cute. I want to be a blogger, a blogger that's very well established. Can you ask the bloggers the kind of work they put in? They have to do research, take pictures, and come out every single day. It is not always glorious, but you have to keep the hustle going because you need to achieve your goals. So I'm speaking to you, if the ego and that fear of what people will think is what is keeping you back, you really need to get out from that high horse. Now, the final one I want to talk about, no, 2 more. 1, this drives me more crazy than the ego one. I want something that wouldn't really stress me. Really, honey? It won't stress you, but you want to make money? I don't know. Even people that sell cocaine, it's a lot of stress. You need to make sure you don't get caught by the government. Even people that do prostitution, they take every customer. So when you come at me and you say, or you're thinking, I want a business that will really not stress me. But currently, you have a job where you wake up at 5 a.m. and you're in traffic till about 9:30, and then when you're going home, you get home at 10:30 p.m. and then they give you a salary that you're complaining about. But then when you're looking to set up a business, you're looking for a business that will not stress you. That doesn't match. I'm not speaking to you, I'm speaking to myself before. I was like this. there was this myth that I'm gonna, business, I'm gonna find something that is comfortable, and then people talk about, oh, can I invest in you? So can I invest in your business, and then I have a return? And I say, when you want to be an investor, you should have at least $100,000, and then you can decide you can lie on the bed and wait for an income to come in without doing anything. Exactly. If you don't have that kind of money, if you don't have huge money, invest. Even when you invest $100,000 and they tell you that your percentage is 5%, it has to make sense. If you invest $100 and it's 5%, that's $5. So if you realize why a lot of people still work hard, is because the investment right now is in time, is in sweat equity, so that in future you make enough income for you to be able to do what? Chill out. So if you don't have money to be an investor, a big investor, you should be willing to invest time. When I started this business, when I was running my business all through my life, I've had kids around. I remember when I first had Sona, my choco baby number 1, I remember leaving him with my mom, and I had to travel for about an hour and a half for 3 days. And I was paid 50,000 naira. I don't know what that's in dollars right now. It might be $50 or less. That was what I went for. It broke my heart, but we didn't have it. That $50 made so much sense to me almost 6 years ago. Now, I wouldn't get out of my bed even if you begged me for that kind of thing. But I can do that now because I have paid my dues. So when I see people that say, oh, I just had a baby, or I'm a mom of children, I'm like, okay, girl, I'm hearing you. How much do you need to pay your bills? How much you need to provide for your children? Time is not a question of you don't have time. Nobody has time. It's about priority. What are you prioritizing? You don't have time, but I see you be on social media for 2 hours. You don't have time, but you're on a phone call with your girl just talking about people. You don't have time, but you can watch TV. Now, I'm not saying any of those things are bad. Depends on your priority. So stop waiting for when you have time. Back to the Bible, it says in Ecclesiastes 11:4, if you wait for everything to be perfect, it will never be perfect. So don't wait for things to be perfect. Take any time and make it perfect. I've had days when I've had to say, okay, boys, you guys need to give me this hour. I may not be the best mom right now, but I need to do this for you. There are sacrifices you need to make to be able to have what you want. So stop telling me I don't have time, because you're not the first man, you're not the first woman who is straight out of their head will find out 30 minutes to commit to their goals. This is no longer the time where we make excuses. Things have changed. People don't care about what you do. People care about your results. So I know I'm sounding a little bit passionate, but it is so important, because I know that this might speak to one person to get out of their high horse and think that success is handed to anybody. You don't know. I might be here today, tomorrow I might not be here. I hope I'm here tomorrow by God's grace. But I'm just saying, if you're waiting for things to be perfect, you can die tomorrow with $1 million in your account. You can even spend it. Or you might die tomorrow with regret and thinking, oh, if only I tried. Stop thinking there's going to be perfect time. There's no such thing as a perfect time. Thirdly, I don't want to sell. You don't need to be in business. Because if you're in business, you have to sell a product or sell the services. The fourth one is you have to have more than one income source. It is critical. It's almost like breathing. If you're not doing that, I don't know how far you're going to get before you hit rock bottom. So it's so key that all of those things stopping your track, worrying about people, it doesn't really matter. Honestly, I also know that it's not easy to get to a point in your life where you're confident enough to get off that whole what people care about you. It's not easy, but you practice. And that's why I do videos like this, just to say, I'm a human being, I'm vulnerable, I've been through all of this stuff, but I got to the other side. Look at what is important to you. Look at when you've looked into your account and you don't have that money to buy that diaper. You've looked at your account, you don't have money to treat your kids. They keep asking, Mommy, I need Lego. You're just like, no, you can't, you don't need it, because you can afford it. But then if you put a little bit more, work harder, or don't care what people think, you can now afford and give it to your children. So why are you still sitting there and letting fear take everything from you? So I'm encouraging somebody out there, take a step, take action. Get started. Nobody knows it when they start, but then as you learn, your skills get better, you push harder, you push forward, and you get to where you want to be. I know it's a very long video, but it had to be said. And if you want more info about what I do for a living, I work from home, and I can share everything I've done to be able to get to where I am. But you have to be willing to put in the work. The joy is in the work. The joy is not in the money. The joy is in the journey. It's not when you get to success. It's when you're on your way to success. And success is not a destination. I'm not even where I want to be yet, but I'm enjoying where I am now. And that's the whole joy. You enjoy where you came from, where you are, and then you're hoping for where you're going. So I love you all. Have a fantastic rest of the day. Bye.